Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more disc golf media coverage. We are here in Mijas, Spain with the EPT All-Stars. Got round 2 back 9 coverage of the MPO lead card. I'm Tony Ferro.
And with him, Connor Wood. We have slightly cloudier conditions today, but warm, a little bit windy as usual, and excited to see how these guys continue. The front 9 very hot for some of our players, some of them shooting as much as 5 under par. I think we might be seeing double digits again today, Tony.
I would completely agree. This course is a go and get 'em course. Birdie Fest is at hand. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. We got Jakub leading the pack at 15, Daniel right behind him at 13, Ville coming in just 2 strokes back of that at 11, and down the leaderboard is very tight from there. Can't wait to see this back 9 coverage.
As we see the chase card having a strong performance in the front half, we'll see if they can extend that to the back and find themselves on lead card in round 3. We got hole 10.
Well, as we saw before, this is an ace run, if you have ever seen one. Gotta just get it across this valley here, 90 meters, par 3. Got that backboard wall behind the basket, saying green light go to run it.
And just shaping so naturally for that forehand hyzer, no obstacles out on the left. We see Daniel hit the hillside, didn't quite hit that backboard, but I think putting for birdie regardless.
Yeah, I just never really had the height on it to get all the way to the basket. Ville correcting, but I think the backhand is slamming today.
Looks to be about edge of circle, perhaps, if he sat down softly.
Yeah, he will be on the hillside if he is.
We saw Jakub play under that right guardian tree the other day, intentionally crashing into the hill. It's a very similar line again here.
I can't blame him. I mean, well, with that roll away you kind of can, but he flashed the basket yesterday, so.
As we see Petteri now, also looking for that forehand hyzer. See if he can find the height.
I would agree. This would be my thought going into this hole, but if you come up short, that does not look good.
And
Big
nobody
tree in the
truly
way.
making it up there to the ridge. Very interesting.
Just, I mean, in my opinion, just not really giving it the oomph. I would be going a little bit harder on this shot than normal.
Absolutely.
Just because of the backboard.
It's too inviting not to. So we see Petteri unable to find it there, floats it over the top through that small gap in the trees. Ville, he's got quite a nice spot here for birdie.
Yeah, as we saw yesterday, this is a pretty uphill putt. Oh, he just leaves it low left. Unfortunate, but there's not a lot of basket from that angle.
Daniel to find another stroke on Jakub to close that gap.
Oh, man. No.
Oh, no.
Stop rolling. Oh, my gosh.
From a 2 to
Well, this is
best
for
of 3, probably a 4.
I mean, if he threes this, that would be just like an ace.
You know he's going to try.
You have to. But, I mean, he's on awkward footing, tree in his way. Dang, that's unfortunate.
Ville from the wide straddle finds his par save. Maybe a little bit of a scary putt there with that cliff behind, seeing what happened to Daniel's disc just before.
Yeah, that's a thinking you're going to take a stroke and then you lose one. That hurts.
No doubt, but just an unfortunate break. Obviously, he didn't quite find the chains, but from that downhill angle, the gap between the band and the basket is so small. As you mentioned, just a fraction of the chains to find, really increasing the difficulty of that putt.
Yeah, and he is a little lofty, low to high putter. coming in from low already. It's tough. But anyways, let's move into another birdie hole. Hole 11, par 3, 78 meters. You want to look like you got this straight shot, but everybody else is going to be going over the top with these hyzers. Maybe Ville is going to keep my hopes alive, but
You know he's got that touchy line. We'll see if he finds it.
yeah, so that's what I like to see. Flip up putter, straight at it.
Yep.
Sitting
Uses the
pretty.
hillside, filters down, knowing that if he lands left, he'll come back a little bit. Really nice shot. Petteri now.
Oh, a little bit left here, but he's getting the back roll. I mean, that's in the circle for sure. Might be an awkward stance, but putting's putting.
We got an extra cameraman on the
I
course
was
today.
gonna say, quite up close and personal there for the camera.
As Jakub delivers a nice shot, just a little bit too far. He will have probably a layup, if we're being honest, for his 3 backwards.
Layup. I guarantee he's running that.
We'll see if he's got that eye of the tiger. A bit of breathing room between him and Daniel now after his bogey on the last hole. We'll see if Daniel can find that comeback birdie. Hit the
Jeez,
tree
that came
heavy.
down fast. I was gonna talk about him shooting it up into the heavens, but that came down like a rock. Just
Oh, he's running
extra.
it.
I mean, come on, he's gonna bang this thing.
Oh, he's
Oh,
laying it up.
Jakub, what is
You have
that?
to.
He
You
couldn't
have
even
to.
see the basket from where he was.
A near impossible putt. Decides
just
to take his easy 3.
Gotta give
Oh.
him some. No, did he hit
A
the
bit
other
of disc play. He
or-
hit Jakub's disc,
You
and
can
I-
just put it back. It's no big deal.
but he skipped right. He
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
put
His
back.
disc you can't put
His
back,
took
but
the punishment
Jakub's
there.
can be back.
Absolutely. As he takes a bit of punishment there off the skip, still finds the par save. Daniel. Bit of hiking to his birdie putt. Good bounce back.
That is very nicely done, but Ville, I would say, is the real winner here.
Mr. Inside Line himself. As we see Jakub come to tap in his par save. Still very downhill. There
I
we
mean,
go.
that was an upside down, like slide it off the edge kind of a putt. That was something you've never practiced before.
But I think they have practiced this line. What do we see here?
Hole 12, par 3, 95 meters down the hill. We are going to be feeling some wind here as we see this basket is on a plateau. Gotta spike it down and hit hard on that ground. Hope to stick.
Ville up
Ville.
first. That's
Oh.
looking like it has a lot of anhyzer, unless that is a very overstable disc. Yep,
Yeah,
he will be off right.
I was gonna say he's usually that straight at it kind of guy, and it just looked like he leaned a little bit backwards on that throw, and going downhill as soon as your angle's off, it's bye-bye.
We see Daniel here looking for the forehand hyzer. Hyzer line. We'll see if he can sit it down nice and soft. Pretty
Not
nice
bad.
roll.
That's not bad. Really low release out of the hand, and he still couldn't get it out to the right enough. It's really tough shot here. This looks like the idea. A little grenade from Jakub.
I was going to say, I saw the grip
Gotta
just as he
stop, though.
released. Definitely prone to some ground play, but otherwise a great shape for that sort of throw.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more height on the shot would have helped slam it down a bit harder and stop that spin. But there you go. Nice little half reverse skip from Petteri. He should be in the circle putting for birdie.
We see, I believe, Ville Overturned off right, went well past the basket. As he gets to the top, not quite over it, but we'll be having a fairly flat look at his par save.
Petteri from inside the circle. Oh, just airballs right. And did that go down the other side?
Jakub is putting next, so hopefully not.
Shouldn't be too bad then.
Another floaty putt from Jakub here. Uphill, nose up.
That's just crazy looking. It's so much wrist action, but so soft at the same time.
Really slow moving. Nice to see the range in his putting modulation from Daniel. Just dead center, soft hyzer putt.
That's the way to do it. Great execution with the sidearm. Got some love on the hill, but beautiful, beautiful shot nonetheless.
And a good par save from Ville, who found himself way down there off the tee. I think you can't ask for much more than a 3 from there. We'll see Petteri now. Looks like he did sit down fairly close off the first missed putt. His par save.
Oh. Looked a little nervy as he was standing there, but yeah, just early out of the hand. Catching some high left chains. Petteri will be taking the unfortunate bogey, moving him to +1 for the round. Hole 13, par 3, 165 meters. Down this valley here. Gonna have to flex something out, flip it up, get some good carry on the disc, and try and crash it into this bowl that the basket is placed in.
And I think another big hyzer bomb sort of hole. Really exciting to give these players the opportunity to showcase distance and accuracy. You see Daniel up first with a big rib, never quite fighting to flat, but swings it all the way in. And he is putting for birdie.
That's a big skip. That's going to be a semi-uphill putt for his birdie. I like it. He has got some arm.
Absolutely. 165. I mean, I know it's downhill, but that thing was a one-angle hyzer from Daniel.
This is the shot. That's the shot. Skip up. Yep. Yep.
That is the line. Wow.
That was perfect execution. Soft Annie out of the hand. Rode out, flexing, and got that nice skip with a lot of disc right to the basket.
Ville swinging that hyzer in, comes up in that early bushes, but as the gallery says, that's putting.
Mm-hmm. Circle's edge, maybe just a little outside. Got the bush in the way, but still, for a one-angle shot, come on. That's huge.
We'll see if Petteri can find the turn here. He's been prone to that early hyzer release, as that looks to be flexing just a little bit.
Yeah, it's coming out too early. It's going to be up left side. Getting a little roll, but yeah, circle 2, maybe circle 2's edge.
As we see now.
Not that bad.
Up first, I think. Yeah, roughly
mid-circle
16,
2.
17?
Yeah.
As he floats it well high into the back hill. You can see him
showing
thinking
some
about
frustration, yeah.
Daniel for birdie.
Off the top for his turkey.
And I mean, hole 10 he took the bogey, but that was a birdie putt from 6-7 meters where he had an unfortunate roll away. His back nine has been very clean.
I would agree completely. This man as well, keeping it rolling. Ville just smooth and steady.
And he had the opportunity there to match Jakub with the birdie, but that will be our leader taking one extra stroke ahead of the pack.
from the knee. Daniel getting level with the basket, making sure to keep his putt under control. Petteri taking note, following suit.
I think very good strategy to use, dropping to the knee. Really evens out your putt. I'm sure we've all had that downhill putt where you cash chains but just scoop out the bottom. I think evening it out if you're comfortable with the stroke off the knee is a good idea.
I would agree. Let's move it into hole 14, island hole, par 3, 75 meters. Just gotta land it on this hillside. You can see the white stakes around. You can go backhand righty hyzer, righty sidearm. Take your pick, whichever you're more comfy with. We saw them both work out.
You see Jakub. Same hyzer as yesterday. Can he sit it down?
Oh, that looked like it was going in. Just
and he does. Beautiful
right
placement.
behind the cameraman there. That was beauty.
Keeping him honest. Make sure he's watching the disc.
Okay.
Ville, he's going to line up something touchy here.
Oh, no, that's not good. That's not good. Did he get some love?
Tough to see. We
He's
saw a branch move, so
I
may
mean,
have found himself in bounds.
That looked like it was going nowhere but right out of the hand.
This is what I like to see. An obvious forehand hyzer hole. Daniel showing us the line there.
I agree completely. Jakub just broke it with the backhand, but
2 days in a row. And we know he has the forehand, so just a matter of preference for him. Even with that right to left slope, opts for the hyzer.
yeah, I mean, okay, that's unfortunate right there, but I was going to say that looked super simple. No big deal. Oh, okay, Ville was OB. This is drop zone for Ville, drop zone for Petteri.
Yeah, nobody thinking about running that. Petteri dinging it off the stem.
I'm going to say that was a little aggressive for that layup there. Obi is not far behind.
As our two leaders on this card will have their birdie putts now. Jakub finds the first.
Going 6 down for the round, finding his turkey on the back nine.
Daniel now to match Jakub and stay 3 strokes behind. Solid throw, solid birdie. Surprised more players aren't playing that forehand hyzer line.
I agree. I totally agree. But we're not there.
And I believe Jakub is still bogey free for the tournament. Really showing that leader's prowess.
It's hard to catch a guy when he's not bogeying.
He doesn't make mistakes very often.
Well, hole 15's another one to get. Par 3, 100 meters on the dot. Got this tiered green once again. Can see that's hyzer slamming into the hillside, stopping that disc. Let's see what these guys got.
So we see that swinging hyzer from Jakub and absolutely parked.
When you are on a mission, you are on a mission. That is looking great.
Daniel now matching the line nicely. Oh!
Wow.
Dropping bombs almost into the basket. What a run.
Ace run all over that basket.
A lot of
Ville up next.
These hillside greens are inviting to try and crash into. A lot of backstop walls, a lot of natural bowl formations that you can really put the distance on. Ville a little bit too much distance there though.
Yeah, he just flipped up to flat and he needed that thing to hyzer and there was no way it was going back.
Petteri playing it very wide and high. Spikes it into the hillside, but a little bit too steep of an angle to sit down quickly on that slope.
I would agree. A lot of spin on the disc when it landed. Makes for a lot of action. And Ville up
A
first.
beautiful landscape here for disc golf, really inviting a lot of new styles and different lines. Oh,
Wow, great run from Ville from down the hill. Sidearm Annie just off the cage. Petteri up now.
oh, just a caress on the chains. As he comes out left, we got Daniel now airballing it off the cliff.
Oh my gosh.
And a bad time for that mistake, as he now has, I think, well over 20 or uphill.
Yeah, this is...
Maybe
I
a
mean,
little
that's
less,
close
but
to-
with the wind and the altitude, that's an unfortunate error there from Daniel. But we'll be taking his bogey save.
Curious if that just stuck onto his finger a little bit on the release, or if the wind took it right out of his hand, because it just looked like it was meant to sail over the basket. It was... Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is, and we'll see if he can bounce back. He did it on hole 10. He's had a few unfortunate breaks, but he's got it back.
Hole 16, par 3, 75 meters, heading up the hill. Got OB all around this fairway here. Just rip it up the hill. Try to land it softly under the basket. Getting the distance here is going to be weird because it says 75, but it's probably feeling like 115.
We'll see how aggressive they get up the hill. As Jakub on the box has put 4 in a row together. We'll see if he finds 5 here. It's looking very nice. Gives it all the height, all the power, and he just can't miss at the moment. Showing us why he is the leader here. Currently with a 5-stroke lead over Daniel. Petteri on the tee.
Oh, a little low out of the hand. This is the problem, I think, with this hole. Is just you got to throw it so much higher than you really think you do.
See Daniel playing the height. Just
if you got the
catches
power,
edge.
you can just shoot a straight line at it, but that takes a lot of power.
As we move on to putting, Petteri just a little bit low. Never quite finding himself chain height. Daniel for birdie. Solid find. This hole actually was the easiest of the round today.
Okay.
So definitely one that this lead card wants to find to maintain pace.
I mean, you got the fence as your semi-backboard here, all uphill. I could see it. I could see it. These guys should all have this distance in their pocket.
As they show now just how close they were off the tee. Some easy birdies being picked up here for our lead card. As Jakub is at a very impressive 8 under for the round.
Yeah, double digits are still in reach for this young man. So we head into hole 17, par 3, 114 meters. Heading down this hill, got the drop off right behind the basket. Didn't play quite as difficult as it looks, but it's treacherous if you go too far.
As you see the highway just beyond the rolling cliffs of Mijas, Spain. The landscape really playing nicely for some stunning disc golf holes. We see Jakub with the big hyzer. Crests the bottom basin nicely. Yeah, he's right up there, putting from maybe 10 meters. And you saw how softly that landed. That's really, I think, key here is to just not fire too hard into the hill or too deep. Ville overturning his disc here quite severely.
That's dangerous. Oh man, in the bush, way back behind the basket.
Daniel now, very familiar with that hyzer shape.
Yeah, that is looking...
Hard
Well,
to say
I
if that's
lost it.
15 or 25 or 35. He definitely made it to the hill, but I think bled a little bit too far right. Petteri with a similar looking line gets it up to flat. He sails over the hill.
Yeah, I think the getting it up to flat part is the mistake that you don't want to do here, because then you're sailing deep. Heading downhill, flipping it up flat, it's going to be hard to get the hyzer in the end.
As we see just a tree throw a frisbee there. A few people emerging. These guys are really battling these winds. You see just how tough it is from 15, 20 meters away down that hill.
You see a little smirk from the cameraman. Like, that thing went backwards.
Oh, and you can see just brutal conditions for these guys here. The moment they get nose up, I think Jakub's going to lay this up.
With the justice. Nice layup.
Alright, we see Ville for par. As the headwind just picks him up, he's lifted over and he has a similar distance putt now backwards towards the cliff he just putt from.
See, I was going to say, I don't think it's headwind. I think it's swirling right now. I think it's headwind everywhere right now, because Petteri just had headwind too.
Oh no.
And that looked like a headwind putt.
It did, didn't it?
You know what I mean? It's like, it's headwind everywhere you're at right now. I mean, maybe
regardless
this is
of landing
tail.
zone, this is a headwind putt as his disc comes back to him.
Sorry,
can you imagine?
This is just not supposed to
disbelief.
happen with the disc.
As you see Daniel approach his putt now. Needs to find this one to stay competitive, close out strong. Solid par
What a
save.
putt. Gives me memories of the 2016 European Championships in Oulu, Finland.
Was it bad?
Got a little windy the last day, let's say.
As that is a double bogey for Petteri with, I believe, a 3 putt. We see Jakub now taking a safe par after his layup. And Ville for also the double bogey. I wasn't sure if it was single or double, but you saw how punishing even the tiniest mistake was there on 17.
Yeah, when you push to be aggressive, that can be unfortunate. Let's finish it off. Hole 18, par 4, 201 meters down this hill. Pretty wide open. Just have that mandatory on that pole structure metal thing. I don't know. Is it a telephone pole? Either way.
I like pole metal structure thing.
Got to be left of it. Swoop around. Most of these guys are going to be taking a nice little layup hyzer. Maybe going for that throw in.
As we see these players pull the stable discs out of their bags. The wind is howling. I think this is a bit of a throw and pray situation for these guys.
Just straight head right to left.
Look how much hyzer
left
Daniel's
to
lining
right.
up.
Yeah.
Lining up so much hyzer and still flipping it. As that thing rockets down and right. Very tough to see where he ended up. We see Ville trying to find his line here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but it's not coming out. Dang it. It was a good attempt, though, Ville. That was awesome.
As he flips and rides, he will be well down there on the right.
I mean,
Have
to
to
be
swing
honest,
his way around the Mendo.
he would have to think about restricted area zone from there. I don't know.
As we see Petteri find a very nice
That
line.
was a great flex shot. Possible lull in the wind or something, because that, I mean, jeez. That wind was ripping.
Jakub up first, looking for that backhand turnover, crashes the hill.
Oh, it sure is turning.
I think he's
Couple
right below the
claps.
hill. I think he's just down there putting uphill for birdie.
Sidearm from Daniel. Not bad. That's also going to be putting for birdie from the bottom of the hill.
Petteri now, from a pretty prime placement, looks for that forehand hyzer. Swings his way up beautifully up to the green. Shows 2 great shots here on 18.
That is well done. Oh, Ville.
As he tries to turn something over. Very high into the sky. That's as tough as it gets. That's where I'm even looking at, you know, forehand rollers and overheads.
Good bid. Got to give it the go with the backboard like that. Better to miss everything, chain height, than hit the cage or the top band.
Ville with a little half bit there into the hill.
Yeah, there could be some timidness with not wanting to roll away on hole 18.
Oh.
I did not mean to foreshadow that.
He is not timid, though.
That's not that big of a deal. He can still bang this.
Our leader, 4 birdie.
Oh, this is for par now. You just missed.
Oh, of course. There we go. Misunderstood who came out of the bushes there. As Jakub finds his par, 20 under through 2 rounds, averaging double digits. Finds himself at 8 under, still leading as far as we know. We'll check in with the chase card after this. We got Petteri on his birdie putt.
Yes, sir. Great finish for Petteri. Always nice to finish on a birdie. Doesn't matter your round. Ending on a birdie will always give you that little positive note. Take it to the next day.
Absolutely. We see Ville unfortunately end on the bogey. His last 2 holes very troublesome for him in the wind. A bit of punishment. And Daniel finds his par to maintain a 7 under for the round. Solid chase there from Daniel as we close out round 2 of the EPT All-Stars. Taking a look at this card, we have Jakub still bogey free at 20 under, Daniel at 15, Ville at 10, Petteri at 4. We saw it all today.
We sure did. Lots of wind, lots of roller coaster rounds, bright colorful cards. Let's see how this leaderboard looks.
So we look through 18, we see Jakub first, but tied for second. Nilo Hongisto, a new name for me, tied with Daniel. Oyvind Jarnes, strong player at 9 under for the round and 14 total. Rasmus, Jonas, Mikael, all tied in 5th. We have a solid battle still to come.
Jelte. What? 10 down from Jelte in that wind. Get some, boy.
Knows what he's doing. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to join for round 3, and we'll see you on the other side.